Hello, this presentation is on ethics and employment discrimination. Discrimination is a common issue that has spread in the labor market. Nowadays, many employers have adopted the behavior of discrimination in the workplace. This has affected many available workers and even caused them to lose their jobs. The employment discrimination occurs when employers hire or do not hire workers based on their religion, race, color, nationality, or sex. However, according to recent studies conducted on the issue of ethics and employment discrimination, it shows that nowadays people are less discriminated around the world as compared to years ago. Nevertheless, the case in the United States of America is different. The discrimination issue is rising daily in the workplace. The United States government has issued several laws and acts that prohibit or illegalize the employment discrimination, such as the Civil Rights Act in 1964. This act benefited the employment discrimination victims. In addition, it made all employees equal in their workplace, regardless of their race, color, ethnicity, and religious beliefs. The federal government selected the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission to oversee the sound enforcement of the rules and regulations that govern this act. Consequently, the Civil Service Reform Act supports the Civil Rights Act that defends or forbids punishment of individuals who report the cases of discrimination in their workplace. According to Evelyn Hendricks, there are two types of discrimination in the workplace: fair discrimination and unfair discrimination. The fair discrimination is where the discrimination has been done based on the job specifications, qualifications, and the level of experience, while unfair discrimination is where the issue of discrimination is based on the sex, race, religion, culture, color, and ethnicity. Origins of employment discrimination. Racism is part of the employment discrimination. Some people were considered to be inferior to other people in their workplace. Consequently, racism motivated four practices in the United States: racial segregation, slavery, denial of voting rights, and job discrimination. The slavery was practiced by giant businesses that require large workforces. People who were considered to be inferior were separated into racial groups in the name of the racial segregation. Because of their race, the inferior people could not secure jobs. Out of those practices, the employment discrimination grew and spread in every corner of the world. In this research, I analyzed the different types of bases of employment discrimination in the United States. Ethics and employment discriminations based on sex. The employment discrimination based on sex happens when the employee or the people in the workplace are treated differently because of their sex. According to the annual report of the United States Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, the majority of the cases that they solve are based on sex discrimination. In most cases, women are the victims of this type of discrimination. Women are discriminated in many managerial positions. This was evident by the research conducted in 1970, which showed that women held only 17% of the management positions. Consequently, in the 20th century, women gained rights that gave them equal opportunities with men. It's a study conducted in 2005 showed that women held 40% of the management positions in the United States. Though there has been a tremendous progress for women, employment discrimination still stands to be a threat to their progress. In fact, there was only one fifth of top managers who were women in a survey conducted in 2011. Ethics and employment discrimination based on age. Discrimination is in the workplace also happen based on a particular employee's age. The manager may decide to discriminate on an employee due to his or her age. In fact, age discrimination is a common form of discrimination in many businesses in the United States. A manager may decide to give young people more chances in managerial positions and exclude seniors. In addition, another manager may prefer to recruit seniors to fill the available positions in his or her company and exclude young people. This tendency is what is called employment discrimination based on the age. Managers who practice employment discrimination based based on age claim that it is very difficult for seniors to learn the emerging business trends such as use of computers, technology, smartphones, or even emails. Consequently, it is also believed that the chances of a senior to fall sick are higher compared to a young person. Discrimination based on race. Racial discrimination is another issue that is out of hand in the employment sector. This is where, based on race, employees are being treated differently from the rest. This tendency has affected a lot of employees psychologically, therefore leading to poor productivity. Studies have shown that the most competitive markets tend to be less discriminatory. The tendency of discriminating certain races leads to the loss of very competitive people who would be more suited for the job. Therefore, discrimination should at least be based on one's skills and productivity. This way, more people will be encouraged to achieve the best through continuous improvement in their skills. Employment discrimination is also found in the promotion of the employees. Hence, in this case, employers should promote based on the performance and skills of the employees. Every institution should have clear rules, policies, and procedures that outline the consequences of discrimination acts. To earn trust from the employers should hire employees from diverse backgrounds. This allows the employers to create a workforce that is diverse. Employers should also consider training um, employers should also consider training employees on ways to avoid discrimination, encourage communication among the employees. This way, acts of discrimination will be raised or reported instantly as they happen. Disability discrimination. Another form of discrimination in employment is based on disability. This occurs when an individual is treated differently based on a disability, in a less favorable manner than the rest of the employees. These acts range from hiring, giving assignments, trainings, to promotions. People with disability have the same ability to perform as their counterparts. They should be given the opportunity to showcase their abilities. Employers employers should ask whether the job applicant will be able to of performing the required tasks. A report from EEOC shows that only 37% of people with disabilities were employed in 2006. Religious discrimination. This form of discrimination involves treating an applicant or an employee unfairly based on their religious beliefs. There is a law that protects not only the organized or traditional religions such as Islam, Hinduism, Christianity, Judaism, and Buddhism, but also anybody that sincerely holds ethical, moral, and religious beliefs. It may also involve treating anybody differently because they are married to or associated to another person of a particular religion. The law is against this form of discrimination in all aspects of employment that include firing, hiring, promoting, layoffs, pay, and benefits. The law requires an employer to accommodate reasonably all the employees' religion, practices, and beliefs as these affect the performance of the employees. On the other hand, any employer cannot be forced to practice a given religion. Other forms of discriminations. There are many other forms of discrimination, though not very noticeable as the others. These include discrimination against parental and career care, physical features, political beliefs, personal association, homosexual conviction, marital status, pregnancy, and breastfeeding. All these are forms of discrimination that are against the law when these happen in public places and in the workplace. The impact of discrimination in the workplace. Discrimination in the workplace can cause devastating consequences to both the offender and the victim. The Act on Civil Rights and the Act on Equal Pay and the Act of Age Discrimination are the three federal laws that protect employees legally from the harassment and discrimination in the workplace. However, not all types of discrimination can be obvious. There are subtle forms that limit the training of certain employees or force them to retire early with a limited package. Productivity of employees decreases. When discrimination occurs against an employee, he or she normally feels anxiety, helpless, and hopelessness. They may even lack interest suddenly in all the job responsibilities, company's welfare, and career development. Employees who have a feeling of an outsider due to religious beliefs or their nationality may end up losing their self esteem and even stop contributing with ideas. Dissatisfied employees. Being overlooked for any promotion based on gender, sex, orientation, or any other form of discrimination can cause a lot of frustration and anger. A male firefighter's chief, for example, might fail to promote female firefighters due to the belief that the male would inherently work better in the physical duties. According to the research, these and other forms of the devaluing discrimination make employees feel helpless and resentful, leading to friction within management. Financial effects. If employees quit to escape discrimination, the company or the employer must spend money trying to replace through recruiting. On top of this, when the model of a particular employee is low, the employer the employers normally waste a lot of time trying to get team building experts to encourage, motivate the employees. The process of hiring new employees is also costly and affect the company's budget because it involves training, educating, and administrating the new employees on the technology and politics of the company. And all these are very time consuming and at the same time very, very expensive. This is according to recruiters.com, which is a website that offers advice to builders and professionals. Legal troubles. Employees can take legal actions against the firms or companies through the court. If this company is confirmed to be guilty by the Commission of Equal Employment in the United States, for instance, retaining the pay of an employee, the employer is forced to pay back the employee's wages. Wrongfully firing an employee can lead to a company being forced to rehire that same employee. If the Commission of Inquiry fails to prove any form of discrimination, they close the case and do not file any federal lawsuit. They then offer the employee a period of 90 days to file another personal lawsuit. Employee conflicts. Discrimination normally creates jealousy among employees when they have the feeling of not being judged solely on their accomplishments and merits. Employees who feel discriminated grow increasingly angry and depressed and normally take out these negative feelings on their coworkers, clients, or company's customers. Discrimination that is so widespread and obvious leads to an atmosphere that involves employees who no longer trust each other or the company's leadership. Fighting discrimination. When a company is faced with any form of discrimination among its employees, the employer should try any of these recommendations. They should expand the company's policies and procedures on anti-discrimination to include discriminations based on height, gender, race, religion, sexuality, physical appearance, and personal beliefs. Arbitration committees have to adjudicate in cases that involve discrimination to reduce the time and cost that is carried by litigants in civil rights courts. Another measure is increasing the fines that are levied on employees to discourage any form of discrimination by any of them. Also, clarifying the procedures of the court to be applied in the anti-discrimination cases together with a specification of the compensation form to victims. The various punishments on the violators would also discourage perpetrator, right? And this has been my presentation on ethics and employment discrimination. Thank you all very much for watching and you have a wonderful day. Thank you.